Welcome to BTI, that's Bible Training Institute. We open the scriptures every week, line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little. Study with us and learn how to know God as a close, intimate, and personal friend, and learn what is soon to come upon this world.
Do you think that because we see beauty all around us, that doesn't mean a storm is coming? Have you ever been in a place where a storm was getting ready to take place, but you saw the news forecast that said storm 3 hours, and you look up, you say, it can't be no storm here in 3 hours. I mean, look at the sunshine. I remember, we grew up in Florida, and I remember seeing sometime being in the midst of a hurricane, and right in the midst of that eye, everything's like? It's peace. It's calm. It's calm. You literally see the sun shining, the wind just gently blowing, and you would never know that all around is destructive forces. My brothers and sisters, prophetically, God has allowed us to be able to see the same thing. In fact, we're going to see something that, do you know that any time that we transgress God's law, it sets a limit on something? Now, my brothers and sisters, we're going to see something very interesting because we're told that the thinking men and women of this world understand something. You remember we read in book education 179, 180 that it says the thinking men of the world, that they have their eyes and attention fixed on what's going on the earth. And it says that they are able to see that a great crisis is getting ready to take place. Now, when they say the crisis is coming, it's about to take place, they're not just making up figures and numbers. They're looking at something. And inspiration says they're looking at something very intelligently. Now, this says 2025, the year mankind hits the point of what? What do you think is meant by the point of no return? What do you think is meant by the point of no return? Now, when do they say that these resources will be used up by, based on how we're doing it today? Talk to me, somebody. By what? 2025. Now, my brothers and sisters, do you know that God already told us this? Do you think it's a time to get ready? Yes or no? Now, my brothers and sisters, as we look at this 2025 plus or minus, every field of knowledge, no matter where you turn, shows us this crisis 2025 plus or minus, no matter where we turn. Now, if this is true, even if we didn't know a number, we should be able to look at evidence and actually see this taking place. Am I right? It says, those who accept the truth are not taught. What's the problem? They're not what? Taught. That means there must not be a school. They're not taught that they cannot safely be worldlings in conduct while they are Christians in name. Hitherto they were Satan's subjects, henceforth they're to be subjects of Christ. The life must testify to the change of leaders. When a man's in the world, Satan is in control. When a man chooses Jesus, Jesus is in control, and the life should testify. Never has there been a time when the need to understand holiness has been so significant, so important, so essential to understand and experience holiness as in this present generation. Never. Never before, when you study the Bible, never before in the history of the world has not just holiness, but my brothers and sisters, it's not only a precious privilege, but it is a absolute necessity for us to experience holiness if we're going to be saved in the last days. Do you know that not one person, not one, I don't care his profession, I don't care his position, I don't care how much money, I don't care what he does, not one person will be experiencing salvation without holiness.
If you were blessed by this study and would like to be a part of the BTI, that's Bible Training Institute, simply have your Bible pen and paper handy and check out our weekly studies by logging on to molministry.com/BTI. Also, tune in every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the latest. Maranatha.